All right, so our next learn, we are going to write numbers in scientific notation. So the idea is we're going from standard form into scientific notation. So I'm going to write that on the side. We're going from standard form to scientific notation. Okay, when writing a positive number in scientific notation, the sign of the exponent can be determined by examining the number in standard form. So if the number is in standard form and is greater than or equal to 10, then the exponent in the power of 10 is positive. So that means if our number is greater than or equal to 10. So for example, if we have this number here, the idea is we're taking the decimal here and we're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 places this way to make the number 5.86 because remember our factor has to be less than 10. And then we're going to multiply by 10 to the power of 6 because 6 is the number of place values that we moved. Next, if the number is between 0 and 1, then the exponent in the power of 10 is negative. So that tells us, since this number is since our number down here is less than 1 but more than 0, we are actually going to take our decimal and move it 1, 2, 3, 4 place values. That's why we have a negative 4 here, and get 5.86 times 10 to the negative 4. Okay, so we're going to do a few more examples. So in this example, we have this really big number, 3,725,000 in scientific notation, and we want to rewrite this into scientific notation. So it's in standard form. We want to put it into scientific notation. So the way they did it is we're going to write the number as a product. So we made it so we had our factor less than 10, right? Since our factor is less than 10, the exponent, or it's greater than 10, the exponent is positive. So that tells us we have times 10 to the power of 6. So we start with our decimal here. We go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So go ahead and which expression represents this big number in scientific notation? So first off, it's a big number. That eliminates this option. Next, we look at where our decimal is. We go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I move 9 places. My answer should be this one, the first one. So let's double check. And it is A. If you need to show your work, write 8, 7, 8, 5, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. We start with our decimal. We go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And we put our decimal here. So we have 8.785 times 10 to the positive power. And we said 9. Okay, let's try this next example. Write numbers in scientific notation. So notice how now this number is less than, or it's between 0 and 1. So that tells us our exponent is negative. So what they did is they took their decimal, they moved it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I moved it too much. Don't move it that many. We want to get the decimal here. We want to get it in between the 3 and the 1 because this number has to be between 1 less than or equal to less than 10. So it's between. So this idea is that it's between 1 and 10, okay? But it cannot be 10. So we have to put our decimal in between the 3 and the 1. So we're going to move it 1, 2, 3, 4 places. So that's how they get 0.0001, which is 1 over 10 to the power of 4, which is, instead of having this 1 over 10 to the power of 4, remember our rule for positive and negative exponents is we can flip the fraction and make the exponent negative. So go ahead, try this on your own. Now that you've tried it on your own, let's look at this. We're trying to write this in scientific notation because it's between, so first off, we know that it's between 0 and 1. So that tells us we get a negative exponent, right? So that eliminates A and B. And now we need to get our number to be between 1 less than or equal to less than 10. So 1 less than or equal to A less than 10, because we're trying to get it in this format, A times 10 to the power of some number. And so is 524 less than 10? No. So that eliminates that one. So now this is our answer. So let's look at this work. If I have 0.524 and I need to get it, so my number is between 1 and 10, all I do is move my decimal one place to the right now, and that gives us 5.24 times 10 to the power of negative 1.